Trapmore gang, when it comes to the diddler, it seems like the apple may well have fallen not too far from the tree, because it sounds to me, okay, like a lot of people in Diddy's family are about to be in some big trouble. Not only that, but some people think that it's actually possible that the diddler himself, okay, he might actually come from a lineage of people who do unusual things. I don't even want to say too much, okay, but look, this is a post, okay, this is a detail from Cassie Ventura's 2023 lawsuit, okay. There's a very interesting detail, okay, that was going around when she was doing her suit and she was getting her bag, all right? And it also came up later during the testimony during Diddy's trial when she revealed a very bizarre and highly specific detail about Diddy. So I always know Cassie's not lying because in the lawsuit, she details how she always wanted to wear he always wanted her to wear white nails to contrast the skin color of the male S workers. If you look at a lot of their old photos together, she has white nails. So sick. Hashtag Diddy, hashtag Cassie, hashtag justice for Cassie. All right? She got the white nails on deck. The contrast. Contrast going to be hitting, I ain't going to lie. That contrast, okay, they're not white in that one. They're red in that one, to be fair. Okay? But she be hitting them white nails. Right? She getting that contrast. But here's the thing. Okay? Here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing, all right? You're gonna connect a few dots for you guys now. During the trial, okay, it was also revealed that IV fluids were apparently used to help participants recover from the drug-fueled freak-offs. Right? Just remember these details.
Testimony, because we do not have cameras inside a federal courtroom, we're bringing it to you and giving you some quotes from what's said inside while Cassie has been on the stand. So she has been talking about how she was detailing how Combs would recover after the freak-offs. They used IV fluids, massages, and chef-prepared meals. She also said that she depended...
So they had chef-prepared meals, but really it's these IV fluids that are interesting, right? Now, there is a clip that's going around that has some people, okay, raising their eyebrows, all right? These details, these particular details, okay, this is actually crazy, okay? There was a clip that was going around at the end of 2023, okay, an old video resurfaced that showed Diddy and his mother, Janice Combs, receiving IV drips together. Look at this. This is crazy.
Introduce you to my mom, called Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating.
She's getting a drip with him. She hydrating. Okay. Okay.
What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Some people get down like that. Me personally, that ain't going down in my household at this big age.
Mom, freshly dipped though.
He said freshly dipped with the white net. What? What?
I was just trying to show you. Yeah, my mom's is single. Mom's is single. I ain't gonna hate on my mom's. She's single.
So you're on there talking about mom's is single. She got the white nails fresh. They're getting an IV drip. Hi.
My mom talked about one time doing a dating show with her. And she's so picky. She's so picky, they don't stand. But yeah, that'd be the funniest show in the world.
It will be. Especially with me.
I don't even want to get started if she was doing that. We're not doing that. But yeah, my mom's single. Yeah, for real. Mom Duke know how to have a good time. She ain't sitting in the house playing. Outside moving and shaking, baby. She come with me to the strip club. I don't care. Real. It's my dog. You know, I want to live life. We out here moving.
Whoa. He's talking about, take my mom to the strip club. That's my dog. She's single. I want her to live life. What? Bruh.
moving and grooving.
Moving and grooving?
My mom told me, she just said, keep moving, baby.
That's right.
Keep moving.
Don't stop.
She could
Don't stop.
she could touch the floor with her palms, you know. Flat.
Excuse me? Sorry, excuse me?
She could touch the floor with her palms, you know. Flat. Oh! Take pew, pew, pew.
Huh? Mom Dukes, man. What? Like, what? I need to see what the people in the comments are saying on this one. Then who kisses their mum on the mouth like that? Weirdo. What the hell? Mums was a participant at the freak-offs. This is diabolical. Dude freaked out. I love my adult black son, but we ain't kissing on the mouth, and I'm not staring at him like he's a snack. Sorry, but there's too much going on in this short clip. Sad. Mom be at the freak-offs. We all know what them hydration bags about, bro. I ain't gonna cap. This shit crazy. This shit actually crazy. They both high off the drugs, getting an IV drip. Cassie said in her lawsuit that Diddy made her paint the nails white because he likes the contrast with the white nails and the black skin. And there's a shot of the mum wearing the white nails. Why was it important for Diddy to show that? This case gets weirder and weirder by the day. People say, nah, this ain't real. I know god darn well these folks ain't just kiss on the mouth. Jesus Christ. Okay. Now we know what happens before the IVs. This is so gross for 1,000 reasons. They were definitely freaking off together. She got them white nails, lol. This is one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. She can touch the floor with her palms flat. Why are you telling me this about Mom Dukes? She got white nails. He made Cassie and Kim get white nails too. She's definitely a weirdo too. Me too. She probably tampered with him early on. These are just comments, okay? These are just random people in the comments' opinions, but there's a lot of them. And she goes to the strip club. Ugh. The IV drip, the white nail polish, palms on the floor. Yikes. Something wrong with Mom too. Why are they kissing on the mouth? Getting an IV drip in her hand and her nails painted white. Heard that one before. Where have I heard this before? So to understand this dynamic, all right, we're gonna go all the way back to the beginning. Okay, this ain't the Diddy documentary, but this is a budget version of the Diddy documentary with an extra missing chapter. Okay, this is a People magazine article about Diddy's upbringing and his parents. Everything you need to know. Okay, his father Melvin, he passed away when Diddy was a child. All right, Melvin died in 1972 when Diddy was just 3 years old. Janice originally told the rapper that his father died in a car accident, but when Diddy got older, he discovered Melvin was a drug dealer who had been shot. Diddy only found out his father died from a gunfight when he started school at Howard University and looked up his father's name in the school's library. He shared during a commencement speech in May 2014. When I typed in my father's name and the day he died, I read in the Amsterdam News that he had been murdered in a drug deal gone bad. He said, right there in that library, I realized there's nothing greater than a mother's love and a desire to protect her child. So his mum Dukes was on her own. Okay. She did her best, I assume, with Diddy. Now, what's interesting, okay, and this is, I'm not coming up with this one. This is just what's out there online. But in an interview with The Art of Dialogue, okay, Diddy's former security guard, Gene Deal, claimed that his mother, Janice, okay, actually, according to him, this is his opinion, actually ran an escort business and said that he witnessed what he described as a very strange relationship between the diddler and his mother. Look at this.
You know, he didn't get all this from his daddy because he didn't know his daddy, even though they try to say his daddy was some big time drug dealer in the whole 9 yards. You understand? He didn't get this from his daddy. You got to realize, man, you know, his mother had a modeling agency and it was alleged that it was also ladies of the night, a prostitution ring too, or these ladies was doing things other than modeling. So the apple don't fall far from the tree. Yeah. So now you got to understand this and looking at her and some of the stuff that he was saying, and their relationship has changed since I knew them, since I was around them. You understand? This man was talking about that his mother could take her palms and bend over and put them down on the floor. Not bend over, but she could stand straight up and put her palms on the floor, bruh. He's saying that about his mother. Who describes any of their mother action like that in a sexual way? And then, you know, I don't know how many dudes do kiss their mother in their mouth when they 50, 60 years old or something like that. that's them. That's their whole thing, man. But that was a little kind of weird for me. And then
So these same claims, all right, they've apparently been corroborated by childhood friends who actually alleged that Janice was hosting wild adult party that a young Diddy was reportedly present at. Look at this.
Patterson claims that there was always things going on at Diddy's home, like Janice throwing wild parties. He said a younger Diddy was exposed to a lot, like all types of alcohol, reefer smoke, drug addicts were around. He was around pimps and pushers. Patterson says that was just who was in our house. People that attended the parties were from Harlem, from the streets. It wouldn't be a thing to mistakenly walk into one of the bedrooms and you got a couple in there butt naked. Sound familiar? Well, Patterson added, that's what we were privy to. This is what we were fed. Was it desensitizing us? I'm sure it was. Were we aware of it? No. That was just Saturday night. Well, it seems like Diddy, Janice's alleged parties were also the secret talk of the town. DJ Easy Lee Davis, who also grew up with Diddy, said he never attended Janice's alleged wild parties, but he heard rumors about what happened there. Diddy himself has previously been vocal about his early introduction to sex. He told Vibe magazine in '99 he lost his virginity at just 12 years old and frequently watched porn, trying to replicate the moves he saw. At this time, neither Janice nor Sean Combs have publicly responded to these claims, but the Matrix.
So he's talking about he lost his V at 12. Right, he was trying to copy things that he'd seen in movies. They're having freak-offs in the family home, and then pushers and pimps are coming for freak-offs off the streets of Harlem. Like, this shit is out of control. Now, fast forward to now, all right, and this is why I think this is interesting. Okay, fast forward to now because Zeus Network has just announced a new Diddy documentary featuring the new generation, and that would be interesting if they deleted the tweet. All right, here it is, okay? The Zeus Network has announced their upcoming Diddy documentary series featuring Justin and Christian Combs, all right? Let's just get the whole family tree just ironed out. I'm not going to lie. Let's do it.
Procession of his children arriving in court for day one of their father's sex trafficking trial in New York, hands gripped in solidarity.
Do you still believe your dad's innocent? How did you feel hearing that?
He looks mad like his dad, I ain't going to lie.
Do you still?
I thought that was Diddy for a second. He looks just, I mean, obviously it's his son, but it's just like the way he presenting too. I ain't gonna lie. If my dad was the diddler, I'd be growing long hair and just trying to do anything. I had some glasses. I ain't trying to look like that fool.
I believe your dad's innocent. How did you feel hearing that testimony? Have you apologized on behalf of your father? Do you believe your father's innocent? Do you feel convinced your father's innocent? Your daddy got 4 years. Your daddy got 4 years for abusing women. That's wrong. You can get more. Like this innocent. Not afraid of the charges. Nothing like the OJ all over again.
Hello. This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
So you're telling me that Zeus Network are going to do a new dueling documentary to slap back at the Netflix documentary, and Diddy's going to call in? That was a call from Fort Dix. Diddy's going to call in and give his side of the story in this documentary. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to see it, but also this seems like a bad idea. This seems like it's going to backfire. I need grandma in the documentary giving the freak-offs from way back in the 70s freak-offs. I need freak-offs in every era. Why not just lean into it and just be like, look, we are some freaky dudes, all right? And we be freaking off. And we've been freaking off through every era in this bitch. But for real, okay, this announcement did renew attention on allegations involving Diddy's own sons, and some people suggesting that they might have been involved, or they might have, they're saying the Diddy sympathy documentary is coming, and this is obviously going to backfire because it's like, you guys are looking for sympathy, the sons have got together, they've linked up, all right. This picture, I ain't gonna lie, this one is like I ain't gonna say too much, okay, but the way they're looking at each other is definitely there's some family love going on right there. But these guys aren't squeaky clean either, okay? Because in April of 2024, a lawsuit was filed against Christian Combs, also known as King Combs, alleging that he assaulted a yacht worker in December 2022, and it was another embarrassing situation for the Diddler Empire.
But focusing on Christian Combs, Markey says that Christian Combs had been staying at a villa on the shore, but that he would come onto the yacht in the evening to party. And on December 28, 2022, Christian reportedly arrived very intoxicated and then proceeded to pressure Markey to take shots of tequila. She did. Christian allegedly tried to get her to drink more in the yacht's makeshift studio. Markey alleges that Christian kissed her neck, kissed her face, as he groped her legs, breasts, and private areas. Markey reportedly told Christian, quote, "Excuse me, you don't touch my legs like that. I'll move my legs where I want to. If I want to do this, then I will. You don't touch my legs like that." Markey then says that she told Christian she couldn't stay with him unless it was approved by a supervisor, all of whom she knew would be asleep at the time. So this was a way for her to get out of the situation. She claims that Christian said, "Who can I talk to? I'm going to say I requested you right now." Markey then says she responded with, quote, "Well, you can take your hand off my ass for the first thing." Markey says that she tried to go back to her work, but Christian found her again, wanted her to find him a place to sleep for the night. So she ended up taking him to the cinema room for the yacht, which doubled as a place for people to sleep. And she claims that is when Christian blocked her and groped her, took off his clothes, tried to force her to perform oral sex on him. She says that she was able to fight him off until someone came in. Now, the lawsuit goes on to say that Markey told the yacht captain what happened the very next day, but he didn't believe her, didn't do any sort of real investigation. She says the captain retaliated against her for months after the alleged assault before ultimately firing her in May of 2023. And according to Miss O'Markey, Jones taped this event with her. Yes, the lawsuit provides transcripts of audio recordings, and these audio recordings purportedly show, or you can hear, kissing sounds, her telling Combs not to.
I'm not going to lie, that B-roll, they did him dirty. When they said kissing sounds and they threw him up, winking at the camera, like, they did him dirty with that B-roll.
Show where you can hear kissing sounds, her telling Combs not to touch her, her allegedly asking about whether she was drugged.
That was savage.
Now, we haven't heard these tapes here on Law and Crime yet, but if they are what they purport to be, that is a huge piece of evidence. And remember,
that's a problem. Okay, that's a problem. So you doing your own documentary, I'm doubting this allegation is going to be in that documentary, or maybe they're going to clap back. Now, I do want to make something clear, and this isn't me trying to give advice or stick up for the Diddler family, the Diddler empire, but I do feel like when these sorts of allegations are made, if you're getting trashed for something you've done, or you're getting aired out, or, you know, you're having a giant scandal, I do feel like the best thing to do, and the people that are the most innocent tend to just tackle these things head on. They're not scared to speak out about these things. They're not scared to put themselves out there. Sometimes it backfires, but I would say, like, the most honest people, shit hits the fan for them. And if it's really that bad, they come out and they say, look, I'm going to give my side of the story. I'm going to just keep it very real. I don't think we're going to see their side of the story. I don't think we're going to see these things rebuffed. I'm not sure, okay? But, like, that does make me think, like, bruh, you finna do a whitewash documentary where basically you clap him back and you got your father calling in from Fort Dix, but, like, we need to hear the responses to all these situations. Now, not just King Combs. Okay, it wasn't just Christian King Combs. His brother Justin Combs has also been named in multiple lawsuits, including one that alleged that he lured a woman into their orbit that was later assaulted by Diddy.
The victim claims that Justin invited her out west for a weekend to talk about her career. But when she got there, she says she was kept in a house in Beverly Hills. And according to the lawsuit, things seemed fine at first. But when she allegedly asked Justin Combs if they were going to leave the house, he said no. She claims that Justin Combs offered her alcohol, pills, and weed, and she thinks that the weed was laced. Now, you can see in those allegations some of the comparisons in this lawsuit to the so-called freak-offs that we have been hearing about for weeks at the center of the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking and racketeering trial. The woman says after she took the drugs, 3 men entered the house and all of them were wearing masks. Now, it's unclear what kind of masks the men were wearing, but when I read that part, I thought about the testimony of Sheree Hayes in the Sean Diddy Combs trial, the escort known as the Punisher. He testified that during a freak-off, Sean Combs allegedly wore a face covering that he likened to a Muslim hijab. In the lawsuit against Justin...
Wait. Reload that. What?
Escort known as the Punisher. He testified that during a freak-off, Sean Combs allegedly wore a face covering that he likened to a Muslim hijab. In the lawsuit against Justin Combs, the alleged victim says that she knew that one of the men was Diddy just because of his mannerisms. But how about this? She also knew it was Diddy because she says that Justin, as his dad, entered the home to allegedly rape a woman that he brought to LA, called Diddy, quote, Pops. Now, we see on Justin's social media that Pops is the phrase that he often uses for his dad. In this lawsuit, the alleged victim claims that she was led to a bedroom where she was allegedly told, quote, you better let this happen or else. Then she says that each man took a turn raping her, calling it a, quote, brutal gang rape. After that, she was taken to an airport on Monday and flown home. Not only is Diddy facing...
Okay, this is no joking matter, right? This is no laughing matter. These are the allegations made. Obviously, from what I understand, these allegations haven't been tried. They haven't, everybody's innocent till proven guilty. But at the same time, it does just basically put a damning stain on the Diddy family empire. Now, people on Reddit have been reacting to the announcement of the new documentary, the Diddler docuseries, the Diddler series, perhaps the Diddler Empire Part 2. I don't really know. Like, I've honestly not I'm shell-shocked at these allegations to even be able to come up with puns about the name of this documentary, but Justin and King Combs are indeed releasing their own Diddy docu-series of their own. People are saying they just need to keep their mouths closed, but Christian can't. Zeus Network has announced a 2026 docu-series following Justin and King Combs as they share their own perspectives amid the fallout and public scrutiny surrounding their father Diddy. The series aims to spotlight their day-to-day lives and voices in a way that hasn't been shown in other projects, according to Angela Yee. I don't think anybody, when this whole Diddy trial went down, I don't think anybody put their hands up and said, you know who I want to hear from? You know who I want to throw my sympathy to? You know who hasn't been given a voice enough in this situation? The suspect, like the very sus sons of the guy who went down for the illegal acts. Like, people saying, Skip, who cares what Diddy Jr.'s got to say? Lock him up with him. People saying Christian's got his own allegations and there's rumors on Justin too. They could focus on other things, but they'd rather do that. Yikes. Okay. Man's mouth always open, just like his pops. He looks terrible. People saying, close your mouth. You know that breath be hot. Man, this reminds me of Bill Cosby getting out of prison on a technicality and saying he was going to put together a documentary about how unfair his arrest and treatment was and how innocent he is. Someone must have convinced him not to be so stupid, though, because nothing came of it. Okay, it is very, very bad. Two idiots. They're as bad as their father. Why give them a platform, lol? Saying Zeus ain't no better. They ain't SHIT too. Can they never close their mouths? They should have jaw surgery to correct this forever open mouth. I'm going to lie. I went to university with some youth who, I swear to God, this kid could not close his mouth to save his life. I would just look over at him at the party and he would just be like, let me just help you out, man. I think he got that same gene. Let me just close that for you. Close that back door. Can't get snaked by my homies. Close that back door, man. Close that slack jaw. Can't get snaked by Diddy's kids. Diddy Jr., aka Lemmy, is disgusting. Okay, this is what they're saying over on Baddie South. All right, r/Baddie South. Right, since we on Zeus timing, saying Lemmy knows exactly what he's doing. He knows Diddy's sons stand by him, and he's given them a platform to tell their truth, which will be a whole lot of lying, gaslighting, manipulation, and false information. This documentary going to be a slap in the face to all the victims, including Aubrey O'Day, who was on Zeus. I'm not surprised at all, but it should be a wake-up call to everyone that Zeus and Lemmy are in support of Diddy. I mean, he still follows him on IG, and I'm sure he talked with him personally about this documentary. All allegations made against Diddy Jr., I believe it. I can't wait for surviving Zeus. I said, I hope it's the start of this network and Lemmy's downfall. I hope 50 Cent trolls the F out of them and he's going to come with the receipts too. Lemmy been a Diddy lover for a long time, right? Man, I don't even care what they have to say about this. I was literally just talking about this with my friend. It's so weird, especially considering most of their shows revolve around women. There's so much other stuff they could have come out with. For example, giving Carlissa a show because she's actually entertaining. This is just so strange, especially with all the rumors about them pimping out the ladies. It is very messed up. He literally gets upset when we call him Diddy Jr., then he proceeds to do something like this. You never close that back door, man. Close that slack jaw. Just please close it. I know it's easy access to just keep it open at all times, but please close it. Look, all right. The Diddler empire has crumbled. Okay, I am very excited. Not in like I want him to touch the streets again, but I'm excited for Diddy to come out just to see what this guy's actually going to like. What moves is he going to make? I'm not going to lie. Like Diddy is somebody he's like a cat with 9 lives. All right, he always comes out with he always got some little move to be made, some little play to be made. I'm not condoning it, but I do want to see how he tries to spin this when he gets out of jail. At least he did do some time for some of these heinous acts. Being a freak's not illegal, but apparently, you know, holding people against their will, making them do things, pressuring them, not letting them leave, you know, flying people across straight state lines, paying people to do things to other people that maybe they don't fully feel comfortable with. Bruh, it's not going to slide, okay? You can be freaks, but you got to be consensual freaks, right? And you bringing people into a whole web of destruction that they ain't even really able to get a grasp on. So it's not cool, all right? So definitely not free the Diddler, keep the Diddler. His kids, we have to wait and see what's going down with them. But this documentary, will I be watching it? Perhaps. But I will certainly not be watching it with a straight face or a closed mouth. Until next time, I will see you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.